I got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fence taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how them crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Bring my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yaradon, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence,
I'm trying to get to the bitches too.
That code leadership. Cold leader, a nigga sick, I got that faux fever, that COVID shit, got that old Nina, I let it spit, got that brand new 9, fold you like a futon, ain't a rapper on my level, told you that a few times, bet your bottom dollar, save it like a coupon, old glass with the new wines, break a few minds, black party with a few dimes, get my shoes shine, murder shit, fight a few times, enemies done, how are you a co-survivor when we don't leave none, shit, put it on tape, watch it like a rerun, I got partners with the grills, want me to get my teeth done, open face shit, cult leader waiting on my spaceship. You don't see us winning, better go and get your Lasix. Basics, infinity garland matching the bracelet. Made me get the snapping like Thanos in the race. The way I walk like a cult leader, how I talk like a cult leader, how I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated. How I walk like a cult leader, how I talk like a cult leader, how I move like a cult leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated. Come on. Got it all playing, riding for my dogs, man. Cram a couple niggas with blickies up in the small van. Jungle like Tarzan, jewels in the armband. Still drink a cold old English out of tall can. Drinking more liquor in the rental, we got 2 doors. World domination, I'm bald like Lex Luthor. Gotta stay focused, sounding like Doc Umar. Ain't no dashiki, nigga, my squad needs me. Got the lions through the graveyard like Rafiki. But this ain't no Disney, more like a horror movie. 4K, too high quality for some Tubi. Cats wanna watch it, better pay for the premium. I don't rap for free no more, pay the team in them. You really wanna hear me cut the check of the committee? I ain't had to sell my soul, I ain't had to party with Diddy. All I did was grab the killers out every one of these cities. Cause I walk like a cold leader, how I talk like a cold leader, how I move like a cold leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated, and I walk like a cold leader, how I talk like a cold leader, how I move like a cold leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated, and I walk and I talk like a cold leader, and I move like a cold leader. Undefeated. cause I walk like a cold leader, and I talk like a cold leader. How I move like a cold leader. Everything off the meter, one West undefeated, and I walk.
Hey, yo, slow down for a second. Slow down. Hey, yo, Shaw, Rizal, hop out real quick. We're gonna get these niggas real quick. What they talking about?
Just about a month ago, I was in a weird place, talking like they bout it. Come around, niggas scared straight. I've been locked in, no distractions for a year straight. This shit heavy duty, keep it coolly, pump your air brakes. One West, I don't hear the rhetoric. One West versus these cats, we ain't sweating shit. Pop it on the internet, you see them, they ain't saying shit. Nigga, who's you playing with? Stepping out the murder van, nothing they seen before. One hand wash the other hand, battle scars I needed though. Living by the law, y'all can keep it cool. I've been organizing, strategizing, they ain't peeping though. This is not a drill, this is not a rental. What I look like, earn my stripes, man, I'm too official. They gon' say they knew me, but they don't know the new me. I'm glorious, notorious, Vicky with the cool. I wrote this on the loose sleeve, kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Never slipping blade under my pillow like it's loose teeth. This is how a soldier look, doing what I'm supposed to do. If you rockin', then I'm rockin', nigga, that's how soldiers move.
Right. Soldier move, nigga. Soldier moves, nigga. Shaw. Okay.
Man, I hate when the pussy niggas speak to me, cause only one I talk to is beneath the sheets. I'm rude in speech, cavity in my fist might lose your teeth. Who is you to me? Now you can't even damn chew or eat, just fucking drink. But I take that way if you don't even think I'm off the leash. I'm humble but will still unleash. Talk big but shrink when you're around a damn righteous priest. I'm so unique, and all my women thick, petite, I'm gone. I be on my level. Haters want my shine. Nigga, I ain't shit. I think they know I'm lying. But really, I hate shit. I ain't eat enough crackers. I need a whole buffet, cause I ain't going backwards.
Let me tell you something about it's such a fool's game to think that you have to seek power. You have to seek the Most High, and you'll have all the power. I got more power, bro, than you could imagine, and I've sought none of it. Like, I got power.
All my soldiers.
I haven't sought none of it. I just want to work hard in this truck. I want to be the best soldier I can be.
All my soldiers take over. All my soldiers take over.
Yeah. Yo, come on. Yo, Kashak, pull off. Yeah. And don't go backwards. Let's go.
Hey, y'all already know how South Coast doing this shit. South Coast, you know what I mean? We holding it down, brotherhood, South Coast skin, however you want to talk.
Look at this, John. First star, I'm really that nigga. Be told I'm a noble figure. Local niggas, they be so offended. One West world, it's global business.
Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. All y'all niggas in the same school and all that?
Hell, fuck yeah.
So now y'all niggas smoke weed?
Fuck no.
Don't fold if you say you win it. I was molded to it, now I'm it. Can't control, this the highest limit. Killing shit, but this an honest living. Gotta get it, ain't no time for wishing. The time is now, better pay attention. In my city, you can feel the tension. A terror squad, no pun intended. This ain't for you, but I recommend it. They know we coming, better clear the entrance. Shit get deep, but I keep digging. This how I look when you keep winning. Over time, I had to take the hint. Shine bright, sit behind the scenes. 1-on-1, I ain't in the mix. Ain't what you thought, better get a glimpse. Came up from a pedal bike. Pressing brakes, I ain't never liked. Whole time I was taking risks. They don't play with me cause they know I'm going nice. Reform, I ain't even started. Transform, I ain't here to bargain. You on watch, better move with caution. Chains on me, I don't do this often. No error, this shit flawless. Reach for it, you become a target. It ain't worth it, better keep walking. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. I say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. Don't wanna hear all that street shit. Me and my niggas on defense. Wonder who I was in my past life. Don't even matter in that peep this. Remember the days when I was a trooper. Stay on the path and it won't confuse you. Far as all, I'm the one to do it. I roll on eights like a flight maneuver. Try to trick me, I ain't never moving. Camouflage, I can blend into it. They better ride, I don't do the Ubers. Let them talk, I don't hear the rumors. A little suffer ain't really nothing. The way I stop it, better play the trumpet. You see me coming, better get the running. If they see me coming, better get the running. You ain't never seen it, you ain't never witnessed, you ain't never noticed, you ain't never focused. I was really waiting. I was really training, sick and tired of being patient. I ain't never doubted, this was in the making. Use what I got, not in the waste. A rapping and singing can never drink it, but I'm from the bottom, so I gotta make it. This ain't rapping, it's a damn warning. Late night to the early morning. Got a vision, I planned it out. Trying to stop me, but I kept going. I study plays, now I'm in the game, and it's all the same, but I had to change. You'll never crash if you in your lane. I can take the law, cause it's all a game.
Yo, when Casamico's being English? Drunk.
All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed.
Yeah, check. Let me know. We unmuted. They can hear me. Talk to me, y'all. We back in effect, live and direct. This is Cross the Line Radio. 1212. Check us out. Let me see the chat. Who's rocking with us tonight? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Oh, we got the ones already. Y'all know the drill. All right. We got Magen Israel. Who else we got over here? The Amazing Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? That Spider-Man came all the way out to see us this evening. Kazak Wana, Princess Nakat. Who else is in there? Jerome Bigums, Art and Paint, Kareem Smith with the wrench. You already know. Let me see. Zabak Kwarak, Eagle Warrior, Ben Judah. He said, finally somebody said it right. Hey man, I'm working on it. All right. Yaradan, Adolphus, Barack Wana, Israel Bound, some new names, some familiar names. Tony Estrada. Big ups to everybody in the gravel pit rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all have been seeing y'all names for years. Bayana, XYZ. Javier Alvarez says, us Latinos are Moab via trans-Pacific slave trade. I accept it now. You are a fool. A silly fool. You have no idea what you're talking about. You probably celebrated Thanksgiving. I know it.
Surely.
I know it. I believe it. I believe it to be true. Trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, share. Phone lines are wide open. 917-7799. What is it? 9499. It's been a minute, right? I don't think I'll see it last. I missed 1 week. I forget the number. Yeah, so 917-779-9499. StreamYard link is going to be in the chat. Topic: Thanksgiving is for slaves and masters. Which one are you? You a slave? You a master? Which one? Let me know. Let me understand. Let me know which one of you are the biggest 304s on the planet. You understand? Because you understand, listen, we know Mike Tyson sold out for that bag during that fight, but he walked away with 20 million. You sell your people out for mac and cheese and yams. You understand? You know what blows my mind? The indigenous people, the Afro Latinos, the so-called North American Indians or brothers and sisters that believe themselves to be indigenous, all the sisters that turn around and say things like, oh yeah, I got good hair, I got Indian in my family, and then you celebrate Thanksgiving. Y'all be the first ones, you understand, taking a selfie, saying happy Thanksgiving, you understand, just in pure ignorance. People unalived on the reservation, displaced, you understand, the Sioux, the Chippewa, the Pequot, the just insert any indigenous people inside the Americas. Y'all selling your tails, you understand, for collard greens. I still can't believe people like you understand slavery ended and y'all still eating chitlins. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Somebody sent me a damn happy Thanksgiving chat, so I had to do something like a little tasteful. So I sent them. You ever see the Addams Family? When Wednesday Addams started scalping the pilgrims and flipped the script. You understand? Like the level. We are not Moab though. I think y'all need to put the weed down. That's the problem. You know what the problem is? Y'all get high. And you go on YouTube, or no, you know what? Y'all don't even get high and go on YouTube no more. Y'all get high and go down the rabbit hole of TikTok. You understand? And before you know it, you understand, y'all believe in lizard Jesus. You believe in Lumeria, Atlantis, aliens in the ocean. You believe everything about the Bible but what the Bible says. The Joe Rogan podcast. See, it used to be what was the other devil? He got canceled.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones used to be your high priest. Now it's Joe Rogan. it's Joe Rogan preaching to you about DMT and shroom trips. That's the problem. Drugs. Trying to tell you.
Shout out to the new member.
Here's what I want y'all to do, right? Call up and prove your point. Just call up. Let me hear it. Why y'all always talk big from the chat? I bet you the Latinos that voted for Trump. I know it. Trump don't want you here. Trump kicking you out your own country. Ain't that something? Back to what I was saying. So when it comes down to Thanksgiving, and it's like, and it blows my mind. It's like the same woke black folks and Latinos and North American Indians that celebrate Thanksgiving are the same ones that celebrate the 4th of July and Juneteenth. Pick a struggle. Like the fact that we don't know history and it's so poorly taught blows my mind. But I know it's for the family. So 365 days out the year, the day that you got to meet up with your family is the day that your slave master said, hey, we conquered you and we're thankful. But here's a Macy's Day Parade. I think the Macy's Day Parade was canceled inside New York because when I went inside the store this morning, they were showing Houston. I think because the rain. Very well could have been. Let me see. Cap, I found out I'm from the tribe of Reuben, one of the Gullah warrior. You understand? And I guarantee you ain't celebrating, you understand, Thanksgiving. Let me see. Fabian Jimenez says, as long as I'm not Esau, I'm good being Moab. Listen, you know what? Maybe you are Moab. You want to be the Lord's wash pot? You know what a wash pot is? You know what a bedpan is? A bedpan, like when you go to the hospital and something that a patient, you understand, pisses and shits in. That's what you want to be. And Moabs can't get salvation either. All y'all care about is Esau getting salvation, though. Listen, I have not been in the truth that long. I've been in the truth 12 years, all right? And in 12 years, I have never had anybody come up to me and say, can Hawaiians get salvation? Not once. Not one time. Nobody has ever come up to me, you understand, and said, can a tribe get salvation? They ain't never did that. The first question that always comes out of somebody's mouth is, are you telling me white people can't be saved? I do not want to go to a heaven that does not have my slave master. That's what blows my mind. I kid you not. Let me see what else we got going on. Nice jacket, rocking that. Listen, I got a whole sweatsuit on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to UPK Florida Wear. That's UPKFL Wear, WAR.com. You understand? Big shout out to my brother Itazab. You understand? Hooking me up with the fly gear. I don't even remember how much this was. Hey, I got a question. I didn't even know you had. Can I have some of that? Hey there, brother. Can I get a cup of that? You mind sharing? That's all right. I appreciate you. You're a brother in truth and in deed. I want you to know that. You know, shalom, by the way. You should work out. Good to see you.
Salaki, sir, are you saying that you like the brand Gold Peak iced tea?
First of all, don't say that what do you call it until they pay us.
No, free advertising.
You're giving out free advertising. All right, but hell yeah, I like Golden Peak tea. Damn it, I just did it myself. You see this? We all messing up. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. And you said the what? Trying to tell you. Let me see. Facts, right? You already know. And it blows my mind, right? Like the amount of witchcraft. Like y'all, like even Disney, I think is the biggest culprit of all. You know what I'm saying? Like the witchcraft that comes out of Disney blows my mind. Because I really think about the Pocahontas movie, and they act like Pocahontas was a bed wench. You get what I'm saying? Like they act like the story is Pocahontas just decided to fall in love with this blonde hair, blue-eyed man. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you know what? This is how I know it's real, right? Because they gave me the sippy cup. This is how I know they didn't want to share the tea. I thought these was brothers. Listen, when I asked for water, they put it in this cup. I asked for tea, and they put it in a thimble. A thumbelina. I don't know what this is. They put it in a shot glass. They say, you better not come around here pouring no big cups of juice. This is what they did.
I was waiting for that slot.
You see, that was one sip. Look at it, it's gone. I'm gonna have to ration this. This ain't scotch, Akim. This ain't scotch. It's crazy. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Let me finish this little.
They're real talkative in the comments, but they're not calling in, sir.
They scared. I don't know what it is. I don't know if y'all clout chase Captain Zaryak or you realize that I ain't the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, or the 5. I don't know which one it is. Look at that. Oh, seconds. Hey, now we cooking. I understand. Y'all funny as hell. But it's like, you want a shot? But 2 fingers? How many fingers? 2 fingers? 3 fingers? How many? Y'all got to get a jigger.
I gotta get a jigger.
Brother said they all eating dry turkey right now.
Dry turkey. So no, don't do that. Get out of here. Dry turkey. Some nasty cranberry sauce. You understand? Taking extra plate homes. Getting emotional about the plates. That's what blows my mind. You know, the only thing that black people take serious, and when I say black, I mean all the tribes, it's just who's gonna make the mac and cheese. That's what we take serious. We don't take nothing else serious. Everything else is a joke. But whoever that and the collard green, because I'm gonna be serious though, not today, but in all. Hold on.
Kind out of one kind. Still nobody calling in.
I know y'all.
They got all this to say in the comments. That number is right on the screen. The link is in the chat. They can join any way they want to join, but they're not up.
I don't know where Captain Zaryak is. Let me see what we got. Negroes warming up the dressing. They eating dry turkey, dry ass turkey, and hot dog water. They probably eating all that Thanksgiving. Let me see. It's the same food that they eat every year. They were all or be at their mom crib tomorrow asking for a plate. Cap, how you letting this man talk down on our people? He not even, what the hell is he talking about? Look at me. I'm the captain now. I think what makes it even funny is he's Somalian in that film. You could always tell it's Somalian, man. They got heads like croissants,
5, 6
like
heads.
footballs. I'm trying to tell you. Let me see. Child of the Most High God. I guarantee you he's white. Let me see. Hit the phone line real quick. See, that's why we can't see none. You got to minimize that. 646-589. You're on the air with Cross Line Radio. State your name, where you calling from. Mute him and unmute him. 646. Could you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
There we go. Who's this?
Yeah, I just want to say my name is Walt E, and I just want to start off by just saying, yup.
Oh, you're goofy. All right. Drugs. Let me tell you something, man. Drugs have done a serious number on our people, including mental illness. And I'm gonna tell you something else too, right? I realized something, whether y'all want to realize it or not. And I realized earlier today that I feel as though Lil Wayne, was a major catalyst in ruining hip hop. And everybody wants to put him in the top 5. And I believe I've been guilty of it. But I'm gonna keep it 1,000, man. I came up with a pretty compelling argument, and I realized it. He ruined it. It's his. It's in part his fault. Like once we get away from, like, you know what I'm saying, the heathen record executives, they used him as the face. I promise you. See, Adolphus says he know it. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, matter of fact, hold on. Let me read this out to y'all real quick. So now somebody said, break it down when I said that, right? And I said he created the quantity over quality era, was the first rapper who New York collaborated with from the South and brought their sound back here, creating the Chicken Noodle Soup and Soulja Boy era. First ghostwriter scandal. Collab with anybody as long as the checks were right and they was popping. Flooded the game with weak rosters. Was the first fake blood. Made pills and lean cool for about 3 decades. Co-signed Nicki Minaj, who every female rapper imitates. And co-signed Drake. I rest my case. Now what? These are the facts. Hey, Shalom, Shabrakta. Lord be with you. Get home safe, Hebrew. All right? Trying to tell you. Yeah, oh yeah, somebody said any kissed baby. And then made a song about it. What else we got? But back to the topic at hand, right? Let me see if I could send this to you, right? I'm gonna try to send this to Cross the Line. Give me a second. I'm going to send 2 things, right? First, I'm going to send this to Cross the Line. Just to kill a little. Oh, my God. Do me a favor, play a song real quick while I send this to you.
really that nigga. Truth be told, I'm a noble figure. Local niggas, they be so offended. What's word? It's global business.
Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. All y'all niggas in the same school and all that?
Hell, fuck yeah.
So now y'all niggas smoke weed?
Fuck no.
Don't fold if you say you win it. I was bolder to it, now I'm it. Can't control, just the highest limit. Killing shit, but just an honest living. Gotta get it, ain't no time for wishing. The time is now, better pay attention. In my city, you can feel the tension. A terror squad, no pun intended. This ain't for you, but I recommend it. They know we coming, better clear the entrance. Shit get deep, but I keep digging. This how I look when you keep winning. Over time, I had to take the hint. Shine bright, sit behind the scenes. 1-on-1, I ain't in the mix. Ain't what you thought, better get a glimpse. Came up from a pedal bike. Pressing brakes, I ain't never liked. Whole time I was taking risks. They don't play with me because they know I'm going nice. Round form, I ain't even started. Transform, I ain't here to bargain. You on watch, better move a caution. Chains on me, I don't do this often. No error, this shit flawless. Reach for it, you become a target. It ain't worth it, better keep walking. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. I say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. So I wanna hear all that street shit. Me and my niggas go defense. Wonder who I was in my past life. Don't even matter, that peep this. Remember the days when I was a trooper. Stay on the path and it won't confuse you. Bars all, I'm the one to do it. I roll on eights like a flight maneuver. Try to trick me, I ain't never moving. Camouflage, I can blend into it. They better ride, I don't do the Ubers. Let them talk, I don't hear the rumors. A little suffer ain't really nothing. The way I'm stomping, better play the trumpet. You see me coming, better get the running. If they see me coming, better get the running. You ain't never seen it, you ain't never witnessed, you ain't never noticed, you ain't never focused. I was really waiting. Was really training, sick and tired of being patient. I ain't never doubted, this was in the making. Use what I got, not in the wasting. But rapping and singing can never drink it. But I'm from the bottom, so I gotta make it. This ain't rapping, it's a damn warning. Late night to the early morning. Got a vision, I planned it out. Try to stop me, but I kept going. I study plays, now I'm in the game, and it's all the same, but I had to change. You'll never crash if you in your lane. I can take the law, cause it's all a game.
Yo, when Casamigos being English? Drunk.
All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed.
On the article. Slide back up top. Read that for me.
Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians have become obedient slaves in America. We are destroyed past the point of critical thinking and actually take pride in calling ourselves Americans. America is not the land of freedom for us, but rather the land of our captivity.
Good.
We celebrate holidays whose foundation was established on the slaughter of our ancestors. The story of Thanksgiving is a more recent fiction.
This is a more recent fiction. This is a more recent lie. You understand? Thanksgiving is one of them lies like Columbus discovered America. You know what I mean? Like where you think Squanto sat down, had a big feast with the North American Indians, where I said like Disney brainwashing you, thinking that Pocahontas and John Smith were so much in love with one another. Let me see. Somebody just try popping on the screen. I don't know who Josh Music says. Bring him on real quick.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on? You got a question or a comment?
Just hanging out. No, is it just you tonight or?
What's up?
No, I'm just checking out the stream. Last time there was a whole long line for people to join, so I didn't expect I was going to be talking so quickly.
Got you.
No. I'm just checking out the show. You know, you can put me backstage if you want, or I can just go chill in the chat.
You could do that. Come back when you're ready.
All right.
Back to the topic.
The story of Thanksgiving is a more recent fiction that's been promoted in America the last 120 years or so. Educational facilities across the nation have brainwashed and embedded in our minds lies. We have been given a fictitious story of an ideal partnership between pilgrims and North American Indians that never took place. A feast did take place some odd 373 years ago in the year 1637. On that day, Massachusetts colony governor John Winthrop had a celebration to honor his colonial volunteers. These men were proclaimed heroes that had returned home after slaughtering over 700 Pequot Indian men, women, and children, all murdered in cold blood. Amos 5:21.
So now, before we go on there, right? They did have a feast, right? When they came back in Massachusetts after slaughtering the North American Indians, that's when they had a feast. That's what everybody celebrates on this day. Let me see the phone lines. 201-702, you're on the edge. State your name, where you calling from.
What up, what up, what up? My name is Marquise. I'm from Newark. How's it going, fellas?
What's going on, man? You got a question or a comment?
I did have a question, but I mean, are you just taking random questions, or do I have to give you a question according to your live stream here?
I mean, you can ask me. You can ask me whatever question you want. It's an open line every week.
Got you. So it's a quick question, man. So from my understanding, you guys do believe that, and I heard you mention this earlier, that white people can't be saved, right?
No nation, salvation is not for any nation outside of Israel in the capacity of who Christ died for and the restoration of the nation of Israel.
So you believe that Israel is totally colored, if you will.
I mean, different shades. It's not about complexion. I don't know if you could see the screen right now. Like, I'm extra light. You know what I'm saying? Like, the brother sitting over here, this is all different shades inside the school right now, from, you understand, light skin to dark skin. Like, when nobody's angry at complexion. You know what I mean? Right. Like, East Indians are extremely dark. You know what I'm saying? We ain't out here for them. Now, y'all remember earlier, like I said, don't nobody call up for the Hawaiians? Like, you get what I'm saying? But go ahead. Thank you for proving my point.
Well, it's not just that, because I'm calling up for all of humanity, not just Hawaiians. I actually mentioned white people because a lot of times I hear about the Hebrew Israelites consistently talking about whites. They don't talk about Hawaiians for the most part that I hear. I hear that a lot of the bashing, I'm going to use that word if you will, is against white people. You know what I'm saying? So, So my question, the foundation of my question has to deal with God, period. If God is a God of love, and if we look around and we could see all these different varieties of all these different things, we see different varieties in apples, we see different varieties in animals, and to some degree, you know, you got color to that too, different colored apples, different colored animals, so on and so forth. Why would he just be one way and make a different complexion of people? And then not only that, why are we so simple-minded sometimes to just brand a whole color of people as evil? I don't get that.
Okay, so let me try to help you with this, right? One, you keep bringing up color. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're making it about color. We're making it about crimes. It doesn't have
to say crime. I'm sorry, crime.
Crime, C-R-I-M-E, crime.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have anything to do. Like I said, if it had to do with complexion, I certainly would not be able to sit in this seat, sir. So with that being said, like, and this kind of segues into what I was going to say before. You just.
So I guess my question would be, what do you consider?
If I could finish. Can you hear me?
Crime.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't now. I'm sorry.
If you cut off, if you could, that's because I'm going to cut off if you start talking. So if you listen to what I'm saying, then you know what I mean. You'd know I wasn't finished yet. But here's my point, right? Is that when we talk about crimes like, for example, the transatlantic slave trade, crimes like slavery, crimes like systematic oppression, crimes like flooding the ghetto with drugs. You get what I'm saying? Crimes like, I mean, are you aware of white supremacy and you understand all the crimes that they committed throughout the entire earth?
I am. However, my question to that would be, again, are you branding the whole quote unquote white race as all white supremacists according to the crimes, the historical crimes that they did from past and present and the ones that they will do in the future? Are you saying all of them, because of what they did, all of them now and in the future is damned?
Yeah, God judges a nation as a whole, right? And this ties into what I was saying earlier, right? Like you're aware that China's like colonizing the earth right now?
Certainly, yep.
So now let me ask you something. How many bullets or how many people or how many animals did they slaughter in order to colonize the way that they are right now?
Not sure. I'm quite sure it's a whole lot though.
Yeah, none. You get what I'm saying? Like they didn't fire.
Oh, none. Okay,
they didn't fire one bullet, you understand, to own any fishing rights. You get what I'm saying? They didn't fire one bullet to set up Chinatown. They didn't launch one missile, you understand, for them to be on the spree that they're on right now. And that's the difference between them and our oppressor. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like if we were in rice paddies for 400 years, if instead of the French conquering the island of Haiti, if instead of the Spaniards conquering the island of Puerto Rico, if instead of, you get what I'm saying, the English conquering the North American Indians, and it was the Asians, it'd be the yellow devil. You get what I'm saying?
But here's my question to you, brother. Look, nobody's going to come into my house.
You didn't care about none of that. Like, and that's
no. I'm responding.
Just so you know, but I wasn't done for you to respond.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad, bro.
So my point is, it then would be the yellow devil. The reason as to why every nation on earth says the white devil is because of the crimes that they commit. But now go ahead and cape for him.
So go ahead and cape for him. But here's my thing. My house is my house. Nobody can come into my house unless I let them. Correct? Would you agree with that?
So if somebody comes in, right, with armed robbery, did you let them in or did they break in?
Still, even if they broke in, my duty is to stand ground in my house and protect my house with my life. Now, if I'm afraid and I'm a coward, what I'm going to do is pander, or I'm going to kneel, take a knee, and allow them to do what they want. Would you agree with that?
What if you fought and you were too weak, or the Lord wasn't with you, and now they got you? Does that justify what they did? Are you justifying the criminal breaking into your house?
I'm not justifying the criminal, but what I am is questioning. Hold on.
Go ahead. Let me finish on this point, right? So
sure,
this is a 2-point question. One, is the criminal wrong for breaking in your house?
All right.
No. You're saying
of course not. No, of course. I mean, of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are.
So
yeah, they are.
All right. So just to be clear, the criminal is wrong for breaking in your house. Question 1.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, should the criminal be punished if they break in your house for the crime they committed?
Absolutely.
So why don't you want to see this nation, which has committed so many crimes that their sins are stacked to heaven, why don't you want to see them punished?
So hold on, brother, because I'm questioning the heart of man.
There you go.
And now you took hold on. I'm questioning the heart of man. We already know one heart of man because you guys always plaster one heart of man. Now we got to question our own people here, because sometimes our own people lead our own people to the slaughter. Do you not agree with that?
See,
there has been history of our own people pandering and catering to these people and saying, you know what? Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll give up myself for my people over here. I mean, you just talked about the music industry.
You know what's
it's a historical fact that our people.
You're doing it. You're doing it right now, by the way, just so you know, but continue.
But okay, I hear you, but that's not true. The fact of the matter is you can't fix the outside unless you fix home. Where's home? Home is where the heart is. Where's the heart? It's in the heart of man. If every man was to stand their ground, I don't care where it is, whether it's America, whether it's Africa, I could care less. If every man stood their ground and say, hey, look, listen, we all gonna go out. It's just that simple. If it's a whole continent full of 250 million blacks, in one person is faulty, that one person can get everybody killed. But if everybody stand their ground, they can't come in here and take us. They don't even have enough people. It's crazy. No, you can't.
You're not willing to stand your ground. You're the faulty one. You're part of the problem. That's number 1. Number two,
wait.
Number two,
Go ahead.
With everything that you're saying, right? This is what's.
So you don't agree with none of that?
I don't agree with anything that you're saying because you can't even identify that you're a part of the faulty. You can't even understand you're folding on your people by caping for them. You can't.
But hold on. I said as a man we should stand our ground against them. But how am I caping?
No, here's some of because you give the white argument, right? When black I'm gonna tell you why. When black and brown people talk about white supremacy, you know what they say? What about black on black crime? What about Mexican gangs?
Here we go.
This is the difference, right? When a black man
unaccountability.
When a black man commits a crime, right? When a black man commits a crime against another black man, it's a crime. When a white man commits a crime against a black man, it's an act of war. That's the difference.
Who says that? But who says that?
That's who says that? Because that's nation against nation. You know why you can't see that? Because you're a homeborn slave. You're a slave.
But hold that thought. Look, listen. I'm not gonna call you that. I'm not gonna call you nothing. I ain't gonna call you no names. But I'm about to pick that apart real quick. I ain't gonna call you no names.
Can't call.
Check it out. Who told you that though?
You can't call me that.
But who told you that?
You can't.
But who told you that?
You can't call me.
But what you just said, who told you that?
You can't call me that.
Let's just have a conversation, brother.
Well,
who told you that?
Conversation. If you're gonna try to talk over me, it doesn't matter who told me that. I'm telling you that.
Well,
you better learn who.
Okay. So then we have to question.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. You get what I'm saying? So
all right, go ahead.
Back to what I'm saying, right? You are a slave. You could turn around and say, I'm not going to call you that. You can't call me that because I'm a free man. I think like a free man. And everything.
You can think like a free man. You still pay bills under this administration. You got a car that you bought from a car dealership that's owned by a white man. You probably still watch some of these movies that they show black people as slaves that's created by white men. What are you talking? Your house is created by your house is bought under this establishment.
I'm gonna just mute you real quick so I could get it out, right? Like, and the fact that you can identify all that, because I don't know if y'all hear all the negative connotations that he's talking about right now, right? Everything that he's talking about, he's admitting that he himself is in captivity. He's playing both sides of the fence right now. Unmute him. Let's see if he can handle the conversation.
If you're under the administration and you're
I'm gonna try to keep him on mute. I'm gonna come back to him in a minute. Let me talk to the one. The one. You can unmute, man. You on stage.
You're not right. Oh, there you go.
What's going on, Cam?
What's going on, man?
Look, man, that's crazy, bro. The dude started off first saying to my why the Most High have, all these different colors and this. Man, why everybody worrying about the Most High business? Ain't nobody govern the Most High. He do what he want to do. If he feel like he want to choose a certain way of people and love people, he can do that. Who is we to try to tell about what his business is? Niggas need to stay in their place, bro. We are already in enough trouble. Fall in line. Do what you're supposed to do. Thus said the Lord, man. So we can get the hell up out of here and rule the planet. All this old extra shit. Man, every time I be watching this show and people be coming on here with that food, bro, it be rub my spirit the wrong way. I've been sitting back, not saying nothing. Just the night then, Thanksgiving with this food and this nigga coming on here with that food. Man, I'm just bothered by the bullshit, bro. And I just had to say something. My bad, bro. I ain't mean to come on here with all that, bro. I just had to say
you right as hell. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Like anybody, right, who's blaming an oppressed people in the oppression, you're part of the problem.
Right.
But part of the problem.
But what's going on?
Man, I'm just saying, like you say, you're part of the problem, man. All this talking about then, like you said before, everybody get on their bit. Their first concern is when they talking about people getting saved is the white man. What about, like you said, the Chinese or Hawaii? They always concerned about Esau. Listen, bro, Esau is already fixed. Ain't nothing he can do about the situation. What you need to be concerned about is what the Most High gonna do to you, how you can get yourself together. Because his shit already done dollar. He just waiting on time on the timeline. So my thing is, don't be concerned about Esau, Kenny. He's not gonna make it, bro. There's no scripture in the Bible say he's gonna make it. So ain't no way you can twist it to my who the Gentiles is in the New Testament and all people can be saved, and it's not in there, bro. So stop trying, bro. Stop. They just need this. I really call it ask you to explain something to me, bro. This is Isaiah 66, the last three verses, 22, 23, and 24.
Isaiah 66, and you said which ones?
The last three verses, 22, 23, and 24.
Okay, so this is Isaiah 66:22. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I shall make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. You talking about this part for the new moon?
No, really the last verse when it say we're gonna be looking upon the carcass of men that have transgressed against me.
For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be abhorring unto all flesh. Okay, so now, one, the Lord's going to establish, when it talks about like a new earth and a new heaven, meaning the heaven is what's on top, the earth is what's on the bottom. They're going to switch. All throughout Isaiah, you talk like whether we go into Isaiah, the 14th chapter when it talks about, and the Lord shall yet again choose Israel and shall again have mercy on Jacob. And, all of this about reestablishing their kingdom. When you go into Isaiah 60 and it talks about the strangers shall build the walls and Israel shall be this rising light. All this is talking about the fruition of this is how Israel's seed is going to remain and the Lord is going to give the changing of the guard and restore them, right? And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, meaning from 1 month to 1 month, 1 week to 1 week, one Sabbath to another, month to month, Sabbath to Sabbath, shall all flesh come to worship me, come before me, saith the Lord, right? So meaning now, you understand, Israel's going to rule. The earth is going to be restored, you know what I'm saying, as far as the rightful rulership, and serving the Lord properly is going to be in effect. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me, meaning talking about those that transgressed against the Lord, those that are going to be destroyed. You're going to see those that survived, and you're going to see those that were judged. You understand? And this is something that's going to be before the entire earth, because this is, from Isaiah 60 on, a lot of this is all like tying into Revelations and the final judgment when Israel's restored. So this is something that the whole earth is going to be able to recognize.
Okay, I mean that last verse when they talking about the cars, I was thinking it was probably going to be like the Edomites and the people who follow them, because they're gonna be like eradicated. I'm like, okay, well, these people here, we're gonna be seeing them.
It for sure is almost like when it says, for their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched. Like, when the scriptures talks about eternal hellfire, it's talking about that eternal judgment that's going on them, that eternal torment, that long period of punishment. Like fire. This is where Christians get jammed up too, right? Fire in the scriptures is talking about the Lord's anger and the Lord's judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like if you hear a brother say, man, I'm heated right now, I'm hot, right? He angry. So when it talks about the Lord's anger burning on to the lowest hell, that's the Lord's fury. That's the Lord's wrath. Those that sided against the Lord, you understand, this is not going to be quenched. You understand? This is not something that's going to end initially. This is a great punishment and a great judgment. And the nations and the people that you mentioned are most certainly a part of that.
That's what I'm like. I'm glad you cleared it up. So, man, our people ought to be careful, man. The words that they say, how they come on here try to defend other people that the Lord is just not with. That means you against the Lord if you're trying to defend his enemies. What part? I mean, really? So our people just got to be careful, bro, and just fall in line, bro, just like a real good soldier.
Listen, I'm with you, man. And Commander General Yohana got a lot of soldiers.
Most definitely. You sure do, bro. I'll be doing my part, paying my tithes and do what I'm supposed to do on this time.
Most High in Christ, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, that'd be hard for a lot of people. Tithes, listen, Israel say every law in effect except tithes, and the church say every law done away with except tithes. Ain't that something?
I mean, say, bro, the kingdom got to be ran spiritually, financially, and bodies, boots got to be on the ground. So, we got to take care of each other, bro. And somebody got to be financial, and the Most High require that. So, just said the Lord, you got to do what the Most High say. Whether you like it, disagree with it, just got to follow the line, bro.
Listen, man, you a brother with some wisdom, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you calling up.
All right, shalom, bro.
Hey, shalom, Hebrew. Give me Israel Bound, because I guarantee you that nut is still on the phone talking to himself. We'll come back to him in a minute. Israel Bound, you got a question or a comment?
What's up, conscious?
What's going on?
Man, I can't call it. I had a quick comment, couple quick comments, really. And this kind of goes back, and it all leads to what's going on right now. Anytime you got people who, when you look at the temperature of what's been going on with the Christians and, you know, the Israelites having dialogue with them, the people, I guarantee you that brother that just got off the phone that was babbling is a Christian that believes that Jesus is God. Now, when you think about that, you got to not you in particular, but one has to realize the blinders that are put on these people. Because for you to sit up and look at Daniel, what's that, Daniel 7, when it talks about the Ancient of Days.
Uh-huh.
And then it says right there in that same area, maybe Daniel 12 somewhere, where it says they brung one like unto the Son of Man near to the Ancient of Days, clearly depicting two different entities. Not only that, they say that you keep bringing up submission. You literally keep talking about God without talking about submission is literally like talking about fire without talking about heat. You can't have those two things separate. So when you have these type of people with that mind frame, this is what comes out of them. They don't realize, for instance, they won't ask any logical questions about why would people who don't look like the Africans and the people in that general area of Israel and all those people, why these people don't even look like the people who would come from that land indigenously. They don't ask those questions. They just ask the questions, like you said. It's a form of bowing down to white supremacy and not wanting to face anything other. Because if you really cared about what you ask, and you would ask more than about the white man.
I don't understand. Okay, I understand that it's indoctrination, and that's like the spell of witchcraft that Christianity is on our people's minds. But what I don't grasp, even like what you're saying with the authority part, is how do you say that what they're saying in their polytheistic mind, that these are separate entities, but they are the same, and they have the same power, but they are different, but they are the same in nature, but they are different. And then one has a head, which means you have to bring up the authority. How could they be the same and one is in charge of the other? How could they be the same? It don't even, like, they make God a schizophrenic because right. If I could finish, if Christ is God, he's asking himself to remove a cup from his own hand. You get what I'm saying? Like if Christ is God, when he says our Father, he's talking to himself. He's his own father. It's too much. It's too much of like a schizophrenic split personality psychosis that they put in the Bible that they can't rectify. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but to your point, it don't make sense because they are not of any type of spirit of the Bible. They don't have the spirit of the Bible. They have the spirit of indoctrination, like you said, because for you to sit and have a logical conversation with another logical being and say, and literally say that Christ said, I am sent by my Father. You can go to the fact that Christ, the only time we can see that Christ used the title God, so to say, as opposed to Father in the entire scriptures is when he was on the cross. He said, my God, why have thou forsaken me? That's the only time he referred to him as God. So you see him clearly separating himself from throughout the scripture, starting with John. You see the separation from not only him, but the disciples. Everybody separated him from God, but yet and still they want to. But I think that's what leads them to have these asinine conclusions that they draw after that with any argument, no matter what you bring up. They can't bring up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. I thought you were landing. Go ahead. You got it.
I will with this right here, because once again, how can you talk about God without talking about submission? The very meaning of God is that everything is subject under that. Like, you can't talk about one without talking about the other. Yet that's the argument they make, and don't realize that how nonsensical that is when they make these statements. So I just wanted to kind of contribute to the conversation, because I see they turkey drunk right now. They don't want to show up. They don't want to. I was actually looking forward to seeing some good banter. You know what I'm saying? Some good stonings going on with them today. But they back away because they know that the arguments are really not supported for real. So,
yeah,
with that,
I really think it's that they're all celebrating Thanksgiving right now. That's what it is. Like you said, they turkey drunk, you know what I'm saying? And they with their families and, you know what I'm saying, worshiping their God that is the white man. But outside of that, you know what else it ties into? Like a lot of the root of all of this is Christ being God ties into the quote unquote immaculate conception and what they believe is the virgin birth of Mary not knowing a man. And at the root of all of that indoctrination is them justifying their sin. Because if Christ is God and he's perfect, we could never be perfect. Only God could be perfect. So we could eat this ham at Thanksgiving. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, TD Jakes could be a power bottom and go to Diddy party. and Eddie Long could sexually abuse children. And then what's that other hoe's name? Creflo Dollar.
Juanita Bynum.
No, Creflo Dollar is the hoe I'm talking about. Could say that it's just a car wreck, and they could destroy people's lives and be effeminate and go against everything in the scriptures, because they're going to justify it by Christ had to do it. We can't do it. And he did it because he loves us. When the fuck are we, excuse my language, when are we ever going to love Christ?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like what then do we have to do? And what even blows my mind too is, you know what I really want to ask Christians? If God loves everybody, then why did a Jew have to die?
That's what I was saying. Because at the end of the day,
why wasn't it an Edomite? Go ahead.
Because at the end of the day, what happens at the end? The Most High plays this big aha moment on the Israelites, say, "Gotcha, niggas, everybody saved." No, that ain't how it worked. He made a promise. He made covenants. These things got to mean something, or what does God's word mean? See, I just thought about something sitting here talking to you, and I'm genuinely gonna land my plane right here. See, if we look at the history of what they do, they created Christ to be a certain figure. We understand that accepts this, that accepts that, forget the law. God loves everybody. I'm God. I say so, right? Then he could, because he's God, I'm thinking from the Christian mind, but because he's God, he can then go die on the cross, go back to heaven, and then sit on the throne and say, yeah, everybody saved. I told them that I'm God and I said so.
No, I'm with you. And listen,
you see what I'm saying?
Listen, and this is what I want to know too, right? Like Christ taught that ain't no. This is what blows my mind. Even if I think about this logically, there's no greater love than a man laying down his life for his brother. But what father do you know would send their son to die and wouldn't die for their son? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, brother, Christianity is not only so full of holes, it's just full of lust. It's full of lust, and at the root of all that lust is just serving their oppressor. You understand? And being comfortable in captivity, eating whatever they want, sleeping with whatever they want, and just being filthy and just waking up with themselves and thinking that it's acceptable.
Right.
And that's the problem.
I agree, man. That's all I wanted, man. I just wanted to chime in for a second, brother.
No sweat. I appreciate you calling.
All right, peace to the chat, man.
All right, shalom. Now let's go back to this schizophrenic on the phone. All right, let me 201. You able to actually have a dialogue, or do I got to continue on?
Hey man, I'm ready, brother.
I mean, it doesn't sound like you ready for a conversation. It sounds like you ready to yap.
Nah, man, I wasn't yapping, bro. Go ahead, I'm ready.
You was big yapping.
Nah.
You know what, man? Hold on, real quick. I think you calmed down real quick, but hold on. Give me 631. 631 408.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Who's this?
My name's Tony.
Tony, you got a question or a comment?
Yeah, so I believe that Jesus is God, and I just heard the previous caller. So you can thank him that because of what he said, now my spirit was provoked, and so now I'm on here.
Okay. So you're saying...
One second. So I wasn't planning to come on here, but then right before I was about to take a shower, I heard this previous caller.
Hey man, I don't need your whole life story. I get it. The last caller.
Oh no, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
I got you.
Right to it.
The last caller provoked you. I got you. All right. So what's
what
scripture you want to talk about?
All right. So is it your understanding that Christ pre-existed when he pre-existed his being born of Mary?
Yeah, Christ's spirit, as far as you understand, like his soul, his spirit, the essence of who he is spiritually, for sure pre-existed.
So the Son was with the Father before the creation of the world.
That's exactly what the scripture says, and I'm so glad. You said that the Son was with who?
With the Father.
The Son was with the Father. Is the Son the Father?
No, he's not.
Thank you. I really appreciate you being so transparent with that.
Well, I mean, it's actually quite surprising and really worrying that the fact that you're calling Trinitarians on here and you don't even know that we don't believe that the Father is not the Son.
See, it's not so much as you know what I'm saying. I've met different variants of what you describe as Trinitarians. I've also heard like a plethora of different angles and concepts, and not all of you agree. I guess denominationally y'all agree, but not everybody directly agrees, and y'all all frame the argument differently, because some of you will turn around and say that yes, they are three distinct different beings, but all equal. And some of them will say no, but that y'all change it depending on who I talk to. So if you want to frame the paradigm you come from, that's fine. But just so you know, I lump all of you, you understand, into the same nest of just, poor, lost, and confused, indoctrinated souls.
Got you. So when I speak, when I'm here as a Trinitarian, I'm speaking about the historical belief of the Christian church, which believes these are the basic premises for the doctrine of the Trinity. I believe that there's one God who eternally exists in three distinct persons, the Father, Son, and the Spirit. The Father is not the Son is not the Father, and the Spirit is neither the Father nor the Son. Each person is co-equal, co-eternal, and consubstantial with one another, meaning that each are equal. That's pretty self-explanatory. Consubstantial, they each possess the same divine essence. So because they possess the identical essence, we can say that they are one God. But they are distinct from each other because the Son is eternally begotten of the Father, and the Spirit eternally proceeds from the Father and the Son.
See, you know what my problem is with that phrasing? And I can tell that you are not a Christian who just heard this and regurgitated it. I could tell that you studied this, you believe it, you stand on it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like an oxymoron, like a learned Christian, but in my opinion. But like when y'all talk about equal, I feel like that's a very heavy word to throw out there, because the scriptures clearly says that the head of Christ is God. And if something has a head, you are not equal to the head. So how is it that y'all rationalize that? That's what I need to comprehend.
Yeah. So here's number one. There's a couple things I'm gonna say about this. So first off, someone being the head of another doesn't mean that they're not equal. So, for example, in that same verse, it says the head of the woman is man. This doesn't mean that the woman is, in terms of their essence, inferior to the man. So the woman and the man are both made in the image of God equally, but there's a functional subordination in terms of the woman to the man in a marriage. So you can be subordinate to someone, such as my son is subordinate to me, or my wife, in the sense of marriage, she's supposed to submit to me, so she is subordinate to me in one sense. But in another sense, she's equal to me because she is equally made in the image of God. So that's the first way that I would answer that. But second off, Christ, the head of Christ is the Father only in virtue of verse 14 of John 1, which says, and the Word became flesh. So when Christ took on a human nature, that's when he called God his Father. So Psalm 22, and I'm sure that you probably believe Psalm 22 is a messianic psalm, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. But Psalm 22 in verse 10 says, you have been my God from my mother's breast. So the time and point in which Christ rightfully calls the Father his God is when he takes on human nature. Because Jeremiah 32:27 says, God is the God of all flesh. And John 1:14 says, the Word became flesh. So with that being said, that's the only time you can see Christ calling the Father his God. Prior to the point in which he takes on a human nature, you'll never find Christ calling the Father his God.
So, but every time, okay, before I even get there, right, there's a couple of things that I want to rectify. One, you said that we're both made in the image of God. In that same chapter, 1 Corinthians 11:7, it says, for man indeed ought not to cover his head, for inasmuch as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of man. That's like strike one. Strike two, well, what we're talking about here is, am I equal to Christ? Christ is my head. Am I equal to him?
No, you're not. So you can be.
Hold on. I just.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
I appreciate you. Right. So if that's the case, right, and if I stay right where I am, if being the head means that I am not equal with Christ, then that also means my woman is not equal to me, and that means that I am not equal to Christ, and that means that Christ is not equal to God. If Christ and God were equal, then once again, he would not have been crying in the garden saying, take this cup from my hand. Unless you're saying God is a schizophrenic, he talks to himself, and someone who's equal to himself needs to ask permission from himself to do something for himself when he is himself.
So here's the problem. Again, I'm going to deal with that I'm going to start with the last thing you said and work backwards.
Okay.
So you said he's asking from himself, but he's not himself. And that's, again, what you started off this whole conversation with. By you were surprised that I said that the Father is not the Son. The Son is speaking to the Father, right? So remember, I believe that there's a distinction between the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. So that's not an issue for us. The problem with what you just did is that just because Christ is our head and we are not one equal to him, his person, that doesn't mean that because someone like my wife, right, you can't take that and do the same thing with my wife, because the Bible clearly tells us that man and woman are equal. In Genesis 1:27, it says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. So male and female are both created in the image of God. Therefore, ontologically speaking, they're equal. But the way in which God created marriage, he created the woman, who is the weaker vessel, right, to be in submission to the husband because he protects her and things of that nature. So although Christ is our head, right, and in one sense we are equal to Christ in terms of the humanity that he has. So remember, the doctrine of the Trinity, when we speak about Christ, we believe that he is God and man. That humanity that he took on, John 1:14, the Word became flesh, is our same humanity, but now he has a incorruptible humanity, a glorified humanity. So in terms of his humanity, sure, that there's the same humanity there, but his is without sin. Okay, but when it says Christ is our head, because Christ is God, therefore you're ontologically inferior to him, and you're subordinate to him functionally as well. But when it goes, so that's why it doesn't work with what you said there.
I think everything works, especially when it comes down to who was, and I'm going to ask this question so that I could proceed, right? But you've been straightforward with your question, with your answers rather. Who was formed first, Adam or Eve?
Adam was.
Adam was. And where did Eve come out of?
The rib.
Which is why everything that I'm saying directly stands. You know what I'm saying? With exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Even the scriptures is going to say, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. All of this, there is no equality inside the Bible, and that's the problem. Like, y'all try to throw out these words because they feel good to you, but we don't see it anywhere. We don't see anywhere where Christ is equal with God. We don't see anywhere where he himself turns around and says that he's equal to. Everything that he turns around and does is in direct submission and in ordinance with what the Father wants. Everything is, I do nothing of myself, but from my Father. Everything is, he sent me. Everything is a direct separation between the two, and them not only being two distinct different beings, but them having two completely separate authorities, because the only authority that Christ has is what is allowed to be given to him from the Father.
So by you bringing up verses that, you know, the woman is from the man, and that the man was created first. Nowhere in scripture does that say that that means that they're ontologically, that the woman's ontologically inferior. I literally went to a text which is actually talking about that. In Genesis 1:27, it says that male and female are created in the image of God. So therefore, they are ontologically equal with one another because they're both equally made in the image of God. Just because the woman came from the man doesn't mean that they're not equal to one another. So that argument is simply you reading into the text. To go to John chapter 5, in which you quoted, which speaks, I think you're coming from verse, let's see where you were coming from when you were talking about Christ doesn't do anything of himself. It's going to be in verse 19. So it says that, most assuredly I say to you, the Son can do nothing of himself. I think this is the verse that you were alluding to. At least I think that's what you'll hit on what you're saying. The problem is you completely didn't probably, I mean, I'm sure you've read this passage, but you didn't read it carefully, because the Jews are trying to stone him because he has just healed a man on the Sabbath. He goes on in verse 16 saying, my Father has been working until now, and I have been working. If you actually go to the Greek text to pull out the fullness of what's saying here, he's saying, my Father has up until this point been working, meaning every Sabbath up to this point, my Father has been working. And Jesus said, up to this point, I also have been working. It is the prerogative of God alone to work on the Sabbath. And Jesus Christ is saying that up until this point, with my Father, I have been working on the Sabbath. He then goes on to say that I do nothing of myself. But listen to what he says. But what he sees the Father do, for whatever he does, the Son also does in like manner. So the Son then says, I do what the Father does, and I do all that the Father does. Now remember, this is after he said, my Father has been working until now, and I have been working. And the response of the Jews is to say, he called God his Father, making himself equal with God. And Christ now doubled down on what he's saying. He is giving evidence as to why he can call God his Father in the way that he did. Because everything that the Father does, the Son does also. But it doesn't end there, because the Son will go on to say that as the Father raises the dead, so do I also raise the dead. And then he'll go on to say that the Father judges no one and has committed all judgment to the Son. So the Son does all that which the Father does. How could a mere man claim that? That would be utter blasphemy. But here's the thing. You said that they're not equal to one another. In 5:23, Jesus says, all men should honor, that all should honor the Son just as they honor the Father. However you honor the Father is the exact way you honor the Son. So that is a claim of equality right there, equality of works, equality of name, because the Son is a divine name, and an equality of honor. You are to honor the Son just as you honor the Father.
So can I show you why Christians like yourself say a whole bunch of stuff and really say nothing? Because what you're trying to break down there, like, you can't rectify this the more we continue to read in John. For example, John 14:28. This is why what you're saying sounds like bullshit to me. Ye have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. If ye love me, ye would rejoice, because I said, I go onto the Father, for the Father is greater than I. So a moment ago, you keep talking about all this equality and you're trying to make them both on the same level. Out of his own mouth, he says that he is greater than I. You can continue to read this, even if we drop down to verse 31. But that the world may know that I love the Father, and as the Father gave me commandment, even so do I. Arise, let us go hence. The Father gave him commandment. The Father is greater than him. He does nothing without the Father. The Father is his head. Not only is there a separation, there is no equality. All of that authority is only what the Lord allows him to do. Why does he have to allow himself to do something?
So first off, again, you're completely rejecting the premise that the eternal Son of God, who is equal with the Father, took on human flesh, and he submits to the Father's will. He's sent by the Father, and he voluntarily submits himself to the Father in the accomplishing of redemption, so that anyone who believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. In John 14:28 doesn't help your case at all. I figured that you'd probably go here. He's speaking about going back to the Father. The Father is in a greater place and position than he is. He has humbled himself by taking upon the form of a servant.
Do you see? Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you, right? But
yeah, you're good. You're respectful, so I know you don't mean it.
But do you see? No, yeah, I'm definitely not. But it's more so because, can you hear the words that you're saying? The Father is in a greater place. Even the way you're phrasing it is still making the Father greater, mightier, better than he is. Everything you're saying is still, it's not only separating them, but proving everything that I've been saying. But please continue.
Yeah. So first, let me just lay for the record, you didn't deal anything with my exegesis or by, I should say, my going through of John 5, but that's fine. We can maybe deal with that later. In John 14:28, when I say that he's a greater place, I mean that he's in heaven and the Son is on earth. He has humbled himself to take the form of a servant, to be the lamb led to a slaughter, to be crucified, to die a sinner's death, as he stood in the place for sinners. The Father is in a greater place than him when the Son is, as he's on earth, about to go to the cross to die for the sins of the world. That's what I mean by greater place. And so the Son is saying, I go back to my Father, for my Father is greater than I. He's talking about it in a positional sense. That's all that he's saying here. It's, again, not talking about an ontological equality. The Son in chapter 5 was also that had already said, you are to honor the Father just as you to honor me just as you honor the Father. The honor that you give to the Father is the honor that you give to the Son. So this verse here doesn't help. It's simply speaking about he's positionally greater. He submits to the Father in virtue of taking on humanity. And the Father is in heaven and he is on earth, about to die, so that anyone who believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life.
Do you not, once again, and this is, I'm listening very carefully to everything that you say in between you preaching, paraphrasing, and then actually reading scripture. And one of the things, even when you say he submits to the Father, you know what I'm saying? And you're inserting the voluntarily part. You're inserting you get what I'm saying? He has to obey God, just like all of us have to obey God. And on top of that, not only does he call him God, not only does he separate himself from it, but this is also, I said, I love the book of John. Then cried Jesus in the temple as he taught. This is John chapter 7, verse 28. Ye both know me, and ye know whence I am, and I am not come of myself. But he that sent me is true, whom ye know not. But I know him, for I am from him, and he hath sent me. So again, not only is he separating himself, he's saying, he didn't say I volunteered. He said I was sent, I go. He obeys the order, shows us how to obey the Most High. But once again, there's nowhere that I'm reading that what you're saying is validated. This is things that you're inserting into the text. This is things you're doing to fit your indoctrinated nature and narrative into this, because none of it actually exists, because they are not equal. He obeys the Lord based off of the fact that the Lord is his authority, and all of that power comes directly from the Father, and he does nothing of himself but what the Father allows, which is why he asks for permission, which is why he asked for the cup to be removed. And he got his answer. Do you know how he got his answer?
You go ahead, tell me.
I will tell you. You understand? The Roman soldiers pulled up to arrest him. That's how he got his answers. Because if Christ did what he wanted, he was asking to not die. You understand? He says, take this cup from me. And you know what the Lord said? Nah, he put that cup right in his hand and sent the Roman soldiers to come and arrest him. So there's nothing that you're saying once again. So you could throw out exegesis, eisegesis. You could throw out all the Jesus in the world. You get what I'm saying? But nothing is making Jesus, you understand, God. Nothing is making him the Most High. Nothing is turning around and making those two separate but whole but equal beings equal on any level or playing field. You haven't shown it to me.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say that this is the problem when you don't take the full counsel of God.
Real quick, too. I'm going to let you respond. I just want you to know I have some callers that's built up, so I want to be fair to you because you've also been respectful to let you respond. And then just to be fair to my other audience, I'm going to let them in. If you want to hold on, I'll try to get back to you before we end the show. All right?
Yeah, so I'll respond and then I'll just stay, whatever, and maybe we can talk some, when you're done with the callers, whatever you want to do. It's up to you.
Okay, cool.
But here's the problem when you don't. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is the problem when you don't take the whole counsel of God into view. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 7 says, but he made himself of no reputation. It said that the Son of God voluntarily made himself of no reputation. So you have to reconcile with that the fact that Christ was sent by the Father, but he himself made himself of no reputation. This is a voluntary act of condescension on the part of the Lord Jesus Christ. So that's number one. Number two, you are yet to show one verse where the Son submits to the Father before taking on a human nature. And I have asked you this from the beginning. Maybe it wasn't clearly, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But show me one verse prior to taking on human flesh that the Son of God submits to the Father. You won't find it. On top of that, even again, submission does not equal an ontological, being ontologically inferior to another person. On top of that, in Hebrews 1 in verse 3, we're told that the Son, by the word of his power, upholds all things. The Son of God upholds the world by his own power. Where do you find in eternity that the authority of the Father is given to the Son? You won't find that. On top of that, if you want to go to Matthew 28 and say, all authority is being given unto me in heaven and on earth, this doesn't help you. Because if all authority in heaven and on earth is given to the Son, well, who has more authority, the Father or the Son? No one has more than the other. It's equal. On top of that, in accomplishing the redemptive work that Christ came to do, in the very throne room of God, in Revelation chapter 5, all of creation, heaven, earth, under the earth, and all that is in the sea, all of them were saying blessing and honor and glory be unto him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. Now, let me put this into perspective really quick for you. This is in the very throne room of God. Yeah, 1 minute. Mm-hmm. Awesome. This is in the very throne room of God, the most sacred place to the Father, to God. And this Lamb is getting all attention at the right hand of the Father from all of creation, saying blessing, honor, and glory, and blessing, honor, and glory, and power be unto the one who sits on the throne and the Lamb forever. Why? Because they're equal with one another. And so he is receiving the same worship as the one on the throne, the Lamb is. And in Revelation 22:3, we're told that the throne of God and the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. Latruo, this is a sacred worship that is to be given to God alone. Thank you very much.
All right, no sweat. Yeah, hold that thought for a minute. Give me the next call. Okay. I'm going to slide back to you, all right? So this is 609-277. You're on the air with Cross the Line Radio. State your name, where you're calling from. Mute him and unmute him. 609-277. Can you hear me? Try one more time to mute and unmute. 609. Drop down to the next one. 785. Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. What's going on? You got a question or a comment?
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Could you break down Genesis 34:13?
Do you got a specific question? Genesis?
Sorry. Genesis 34:13 and Genesis 2:24.
Okay, I'm saying, do you have a specific question?
Well, Genesis 34:13, it talks about Jacob's sons, answering deceitfully. So my question is, if they said that and that was deceitful, like what's the opposite? Like what does it mean?
Which verse directly? You said Genesis 34 and what?
13.
Genesis 34 and 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Sachem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister. Okay.
So was that true or a lie?
Okay. What does the scripture say?
I mean, so
I'm just.
So that means that
what I'm trying.
That wasn't true.
I'm.
So what's the opposite?
I'm trying to understand like your logic as far as why are we questioning it? Like, can you just give me like the sum of the matter of what you're asking?
I mean, to me, it would say that the opposite of that would be that their sister could have been with Shechem.
So you think she wanted to be with them? Like, who do you believe is, you understand, his father, excuse me, and the sons of Jacob answered Sachem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully, right? So what do you believe the lie is?
Right after that part, they say it.
Which
answered and said, just read it again.
His father deceitfully and said, because he has defiled Dinah, their sister. And then if we continue, I don't know if you see the semicolon there, or what is that? Is that a semicolon? It's so small, I can't tell if it's got the extra mark or not. Or is it a colon? There's a continued thought. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach. Okay, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this we will consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, but every male of you be circumcised, then we will give you our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. Do you see that there's a whole continued thought here?
I see the thought there, but the deceitful part, I mean, that's what they literally said right after saying deceitfully. Like, so it sounds to me like they were lying about her actually being able to marry him.
Okay, this is what they're lying about. They're lying about them wanting to come together. They're setting them up for a play. And the play is that they want them to get circumcised so that all the men will be weak. Because do you know what they did to that tribe of people after they were circumcised?
Took all the women and livestock or whatever, other stuff.
No. They unalived all the men. So what they were answering deceitfully was that they were coming under a banner of peace. What they were answering deceitfully was that they wanted peace and wanted to be one with them, when really, you understand, it was more so what they said on 34 and 31. And they said, should he deal with our sister as a harlot? They wanted vengeance for what they did to their sister. So the deceit was, nah, we cool, and this is what we want to do. So y'all get circumcised, we gonna be one people. But really, they running game on them so that this way they could come blitz them later. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So the deceit is in them wanting peace. The deceit is in that once they're circumcised, they will all be one. They wanted to weaken the village so they'd be able to conquer it more easily.
Right. I understand that part.
So do you understand the deceit now?
I mean, to me, it seems like it's everything they mentioned right after the words deceit. So all of it. But I'll go on past that. What about Genesis 2:24?
Genesis, what about Genesis 2? And you said 24?
Yeah.
Okay, what specifically about it?
So are you supposed to like stay with your parents until it's time to get married? And how important are parents in getting married?
Okay.
Are they?
From a traditional standpoint, right? Your parents, especially if you have a daughter, is supposed to vet the man who sees that daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures talks about putting a hedge around your daughter. So the family is supposed to know, because your family knows you. It's almost like when you were a kid, right? Your parents ever call out your fake friends before you notice them?
Yeah.
And the reason being is because your parents have life experience. They've been around the block, and they also know you. So from them knowing you, they also know what's good for you, what's right for you, and they're protecting you. It's like same thing with your father. Like your father's job is to protect you, correct you, to guide you, provide for you. And as a result, when he wants a suitor for you, he wants to find somebody who's going to replace those attributes from him. Meaning he wants somebody who's going to protect you, love you, care for you, correct you, guide you. And as a result, that's why they're a part of the vetting process. But to answer your initial question, this isn't so much about if you live at home, if you don't live at home. This is more so talking about when you go and you take a wife, or when a wife has a husband, those two are now under their own authority. They're no longer under their parents' authority because they've become one. And they're now venturing out, or they're now starting a journey together, a life together, where they're going to create their own family. So they're no longer under their mother and fathers. They've now become their own, you understand, individual by being one, by flesh becoming one. They've now, you understand, entered a point where they're creating their own house. So prior to this, you understand, the daughter was living with the father under their rules. But now she has a new authority. Her new authority is her man. Her man's supposed to lead her and guide her. And under his leadership, they're no longer cleaving to everything that their parents, you understand, want or desired from prior to. Now they're starting their own life.
Right, yes, that makes sense. So you're saying so you don't have to be at your parents to leave and cleave?
Yeah, it's not about literally being, you know what I'm saying, at your family's crib. I mean, what if you guys got a family compound and y'all built separate houses? It's not necessarily about the proximity. It's more so about the authority. It's more so about, you understand, it ges to a point where, like you're going to talk to your parent. Like there's a time where your parents tell you what to do. And then there's a time where you call your mother or your father up for advice. And then they tell you what they would do, and then they say, well, baby, but you grown now, so you're going to have to make the decision. You get what I'm saying? And that decision is because you have left. You have gone off to do adult things, and there is nothing more adult than marriage. There is nothing on the level, you understand, of marriage, because marriage is sex, and sex is where babies come from. And now your life is no longer yours. Once you're a parent, you forfeit your life, because your life is now about this life that you've just created.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for letting me up.
No sweat.
All right.
Take the next one.
Yeah. What time? We about to be over the time. All right. We'll take maybe one or two more, depending how fast they go.
626.
Oh no! Matter of fact, you got slavery tomorrow. All right, this is the last one. 646-487.
Matter of fact, you got slavery tomorrow. Lord Christ.
Hey, Shalom, you got to turn us down in the background.
Out of work.
You got a question or a comment?
Lord Christ, out of work.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Who's this?
Hey, he's preaching law for Circle Dr. Island on the West Coast.
Hey, Shalom, Shabrak Da. What's going on? You got a question or a comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to, if you could, out of one, give me a general breakdown on Hosea chapter 7, verses 11 through 13.
You said what?
Hosea chapter 7, verses 11 through 13.
Hosea chapter 7. What's your question on it?
About as far as Ephraim being the silly dove, and in 13, verse 13, where it says, "Woe unto them, for they have fled from me."
Okay, so Ephraim is a silly dove, right? Because a dove is like a lovebird, and Ephraim, you understand. More importantly, the king of Ephraim of the northern kingdom was playing both sides of the fence. He was dealing with the Sumerians and dealing with the Egyptians, and kind of doing like what we do with the Democrats and the Republicans, trying to find the best slave master instead of going to the Most High. And this is why when you read in 1 Kings, the 17th chapter, what you find out is that the reason why the northern kingdom went into captivity, of course, it was because of the Lord, but Shalmaneser found conspiracy when Ephraim, Hosea, started writing letters to Egypt. And now he's like, oh, you don't want to pay tribute to me no more? You think you're going to team up with the Egyptians and come fight us, Assyria? So then Assyria attacks Israel. And we sinned against the Lord doing this, because it's like in Egypt, when you read in Exodus, the 2nd chapter, the reason why the Lord had mercy on us was because our prayers and our cries didn't go up to Pharaoh. It went up to the Most High. So from us not, you understand, turning back to the Lord and then following the ways of the heathens and then choosing a slave master, that's why we're the silly dove, and that's why the Lord starts saying all those negative things about us. And that's how we mixed ourselves among the people. We mixed ourselves with their gods. We mixed ourselves with their women. We mixed ourselves in their culture. And now we so mismatched, we don't even recognize ourselves anymore. You understand? And now, at the same time, while we're mixing in this culture, we trying to love another culture instead of just loving what the Lord gave us.
Water out of water.
No sweat, I on the ball.
Sorry, Lord Christ.
Lord Christ. All right, man. With that, we're gonna go ahead, get out of here. I need y'all to call up earlier, man. I don't know where y'all was at 10:30. You know what I'm saying? But pay your tithes. Passover link for the hotel has been dropped. And do me a favor, man. I want y'all to check out this song. Play this song. It's produced by myself. A new drop coming to Tri Vibe soon. And this is myself, Officer Barzal, and Officer Nakar. Check it out. Shalom.
Man, it's gonna save all them tapes right there. Yo. And then the reading right here is, she asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bible in my right and a chopper in my other hand. Came a long way. Used to bag her with the cellophane. Right or wrong, know that I'm rocking. That's my brother, man. Touch mine, bet that I'm spinning like a cellophane. 10 years, lost a lot of dogs. Yeah, I shed tears in the valley. Yeah, I smell death. I don't have fear. Iron-hearted. Can't be no coward that won't pass here. Complete the mission. Come and pay a visit for your last air. I'm tooled up. Make a move on us. We tune you up. Absolutely, man. We know you coochie. You ain't fooling us. In the cut with them bad bitches. They trying to cool with us. Sure they wanna kill the kids. Damn, that pussy dead as fuck.
She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want war, you lukewarm, you unsure, you gassed up like ugly hoes with the cakes out. I was crashing out, but I changed routes, and I'm really living with my name out. It's a brotherhood, not a hangout. For the blood of my brothers, the same crib. We put in the work and it paid out. Better keep your space, got that iron with me. If I really want him, let the Lord get him. It's a One West, seem a better movie. Do I feel him, that nigga? Yeah, absolutely. Got his car with him, he gon' spot you, then get you. You don't speak about it, it's not an issue. This One West world got a ring to it. I married a Jew, put a ring to it.
She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. Absolutely.